Hello and welcome. Today, we are diving into two foundational verses that are honestly just beautiful. They're poetic, but they're also packed with some really deep philosophy. We're going to unpack how they use this amazing imagery to build a complete vision of reality. You ready? Let's get into it. Right off the bat, the text opens with this incredible salutation. And look, it's not just a polite hello. It immediately drops us into this powerful metaphor. We've got two main figures here, Śrī Kṛṣṇa Caitanya and Lord Nityānanda, and they're compared to the sun and the moon. And what do? They rise together to get rid of the darkness of ignorance and, bring blessings to everybody. It's such a striking image to start with, isn't it? Okay, so to really get what's being said here, we've got to break down this central image. Who exactly is the sun and who is the moon in this whole cosmic event? The text is actually very specific about this. So the text just spells it out for us. Śrī Kṛṣṇa Caitanya is the sun, and Lord Nityānanda is the moon. But the key word here is simultaneously. This isn't one rising, then the other. No, this is a coordinated dual appearance, for maximum impact. And you might be asking, where does all this happen? Well, the text tells us that too. The horizon of gauḍa. This is so important because it grounds this huge cosmic metaphor in a real physical place. It tells us this isn't just some abstract idea. It's an event that's meant to have happened in a specific time and place. Now, let's see how this beautiful poetic opening paves the way for a really profound philosophical statement in the very next verse. So after setting the stage with that beautiful metaphor, the text completely shifts gears. It goes from this poetic imagery to a really direct and deep philosophical definition. The second verse basically sets out to answer the question, what is the absolute truth? Wow, okay, this is a massive statement. The verse takes two huge ideas in Indian philosophy, Brahman, which is kind of the impersonal cosmic spirit, and the supersoul, the divine presence inside all of us, and it totally reframes them. It argues they're not separate things at all. Instead, they're both just expressions of a single personal source. This right here sets up a very, very clear hierarchy. So what the text is doing is laying out this very specific model of reality. It's presenting it in three distinct phases, but they're all deeply connected. So let's take a look at each one of these to really understand the full picture that's being painted here. First up, we have Brahman. Now, in a lot of traditions, Brahman is the ultimate impersonal spirit that's in everything. But this text defines it a little differently. It's described as the effulgence. Think of it like the brilliant light, the radiant glow that comes from the body of the ultimate source. It's kind of like the rays of the sun. The rays are powerful, they're real for sure, but they aren't the sun itself. Next up is the supersoul. This is that personal aspect of the divine that's present inside everything and everyone. The text calls this a localized plenary portion. Now, plenary just means complete. So think of it like a complete personal spark of the divine, but it's still just a portion of a much, much greater whole. And all of this brings us to the third and final phase, the source of it all. The text identifies Lord Caitanya as the supreme personality of Godhead, Krishna himself. He's the complete being, the actual source from which that brilliant light of Brahman and that portion of the supersoul come from. This is presented as the ultimate, full revelation of the absolute truth. So when you lay it all out like this, you can really see the full hierarchy. It's a progression, right? It starts with the most widespread, impersonal aspect, Brahman, that cosmic light. Then it gets more personal, but is still a portion, the supersoul. And finally, it all culminates in the source of both, the complete, supreme person, Lord Chaitanya. It's just a really well-structured vision of reality. Now, just to make its point crystal clear, the verse doesn't just lay out this hierarchy and then stop. Nope. It finishes with one final definitive statement that leaves absolutely no room for any misunderstanding. And there it is. After defining Brahman and the supersoul as coming from him, the text makes its ultimate claim. Lord Chaitanya is the absolute truth. And just in case there was any doubt, it adds that no other truth is greater than or equal to him. This is the philosophical climax, the final word, establishing a single supreme reality. So what's the big takeaway here? We have just seen how two really short verses can work together so perfectly. The first one draws us in with this beautiful metaphor of a sun and moon getting rid of darkness. And the second one builds on that, creating a super precise philosophical pyramid that defines all of reality. It's really a powerful journey from poetry to proposition. Thanks so much for joining me today.